a very important question for you on day 3 of the Go Live Challenge. Are you ready for it? Have you ever gone fishing? That's what I want to know. Have you ever gone fishing? It doesn't matter whether you fished with a stick and a piece of thread and a worm on the end. If you've had some fancy dancy pole with what are they called? Oh my gosh, can't even think of the name. Lures. Maybe you've been deep sea fishing. Have you ever gone fishing? I will tell you, I went fishing with my grandpa years and years and years ago. He liked to fish. We would regularly take family vacations and go to the ranch that he grew up on up in Montana. And there was a creek, and like fishing was a whole thing. And I thought like this was the coolest gig ever, to be able to hang out with grandpa and go fishing. Like it was just the two of us. I was like his little pal, and everything was going great until we caught a fish. And then I had to touch that slimy thing. And then it was like, that's it. Game over. This is not happening. Fishing is not my thing. But here's what I will say. I learned a lot about fishing from my grandpa. And I learned why you put bait on that hook, whether it's live bait or lures. And I can tell you, he taught me a lot about both. The whole objective is to what? Why do you put bait on that hook? It's to get the fish to bite, right? That's how you catch a fish. Is you've got to dangle something, usually that's moving, but juicy that fish wants. That's how you catch a fish. Now, today, we are talking about how you catch a viewer. How do you dangle bait in front of your audience, in front of your viewers, so that they bite and want to watch your video? And what you're going to learn today is the idea of starting your video with a hook. That's the objective. Now, if you are new to me, my name is Jamie Hain. I am a video and growth coach. You are joining us halfway through the Go Live Challenge. This is day 3. If you missed days 1 and 2, let me know and I will get you caught up. We'll get you some videos and workbooks and all of that. Speaking of workbook, does everybody have the workbook for today? The link is up above for you to grab it if you need it. If you don't have it, it's okay. You probably be able to stick with us today, but I'm just wanting to make sure you know how to get that workbook should you need it, okay? The other thing is that sometimes I will see this on your comments. I see that you've typed, yes, I am ready, but I don't know who you are. Versus if I see Judy, who lives in Montana. She's gone fly fishing. I see her photo and her name, and it's wonderful. If you want to show up like that, you got to give StreamYard permission. I'm streaming live from StreamYard. And so you have to go to this link. Just open another browser, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook, hit the button, and now I will be able to see you. And more importantly, other people will be able to see you too. If you're going to comment, if you're going to be active and engaged in today's video, you might as well get some recognition for that. All right. Okay. Where did my banners go? All right. So we are learning a 3-step model: hook, story, call to action. Last week, you learned about stories. This week, we are at the beginning and we are talking about how do you start your video with a hook. Thursday, we will be talking about how you end your video with a call to action. Think about it like the 2 pieces of bread on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. The hook and the call to action are the support that gives your video structure. That hook, if you will, is how you make a first impression. Statistics tell us that you got about 10 seconds. Now, I will tell you, I've done this research myself, and I have seen it all over the place. I've seen 7 seconds, 1 second. I even saw half a second. I don't even know how fast a half a second is, but that's how fast you have to make a first impression. So if you are starting your videos and you are saying, hey, everybody, how are you? How was your weekend? What's everybody doing? Did you go to Starbucks today? What did you have? Oh, how's the weather? What's happening? And you don't start for like 10 minutes, you've given them a first impression. What is the first impression that you've given them? Versus if you start your video with something that actually entices them and makes them want to watch your video. I'll tell you a very quick story. There's this coach that I love. I'm not going to share her name because that would be rude. I love her. I love her content, but I always show up about 10 minutes late to everything she does because it's a whole lot of fluff until she gets to the stuff. So she has a reputation. That's an impression that she gives. You have that choice on how you want, what's the impression you want to give your audience as well. So the recommendation that I have for you is that your hook, the start of your video, are the first words out of your mouth. Now, I will occasionally be like, it's okay to say hi, everybody. Like, I'm okay with that. But you don't want to have 10 minutes of just nonsense before you get started. Get right to it. Your perfect people will appreciate that because they're here for a reason. Yes, they want to feel connected to you. Yes, they want to feel welcome. And you can do all of those things. But make sure they know, here's what you're going to get. And this is what this video is all about. Okay? The best way to start your video with a hook, the best hook, in my opinion, is to ask a question. There are, let me think here. I think in the Go Live League, there are 20 different ways that you can hook. And yes, I just used hook as a verb. That's okay. It makes it fun. There are 20 different ways that you can start your videos. But this one, this ask a question, is the one I use 9 out of 10 times because it is easy and it's effective. If I start with a question, why do you think that would be a good way to start? What does it do for your viewers and for you? Let's get some comments going in here. By the way, I want to just check in on the fishing because I'm being curious now. So lots of fishing. Oh, I love this one. Trish says yes, and I hated it. Same. Jeanette has lots of fishing stories in her life. I bet you do. And a lot. Yes. You've done some fishing. All right. So let's go back to this ask a question. Why do you think asking a question would be an important first thing to do in your video? Okay. Amanda says, wakes them up, and I've never been fishing. Okay. Wakes them up is yes. And you know, I feel, Amanda, like I should say, you should go fishing. But having done it and touched the slimy worm and the slimy fish, I really don't recommend it. Go and watch other people fish. Then you can kind of experience without the gross, in my opinion. Okay. But wakes them up. Yeah, it grabs their attention, right? The whole point is to dangle something in front of your viewer that they want. So they take a bite out of it. So it wakes them up. It gets their attention. It's like, oh boy, here we go. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Trish says, asking a question gets their attention. Yes. Specifically, it makes them think, right? It gets them saying yes. So I ask a question. Yes. Oh, that's me. Yes. It gets their attention and already starts the yes. The more yeses you get, now, when you get to the end, if you're already in the habit of saying yes, it's a good thing. Okay. Jeanette says it gets them engaging. Yes. If you can get them typing, oh my gosh, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. If you can get them commenting, let's first talk about the algorithm. If you can get them typing, Facebook sees this video and says, whoa, this video must be a good video. There's value here. I know that because there are comments. That's the connection. So as a result of Facebook saying, ooh, this video is getting comments, then I'm going to show this video to more people. Now, let me give you just an example. When I started this video, when we started today, there were 4 of you on live. I got you commenting. There were people talking about, yes, I've been fishing. I went fly fishing. I hated it, whatever else it is. And a second ago, we had 10 people on. That's the algorithm at play. So the faster you can get them typing, the more that algorithm spins up. Okay. The other thing that it does is that they feel, your viewer feels way more connected. They feel like, ooh, I'm participating, I'm commenting. This is the whole discussion. They feel involved and invested. That's good for them. For you, you feel like they like it. They like my content. People are commenting and engaging. It starts the discussion. It starts the let's have a conversation in the comments. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Asking a question engages them immediately. Yes. Right out of the gate. I talked about that whole impression that you're trying to create, right? It's not like this is not going to be a video where you just sit back and you're like, oh my gosh, when is she going to get to the point? When am I going to learn something? How far into this content before I'm going to learn something? I'm learning right now. I've got your attention right from the beginning. Ooh, this is a video I want to watch. It's kind of like a movie trailer, if you will. You go to the movies or preview. Some of you may call them previews. You go to the movies and you're sitting here with your whoever you went to the movies with. Maybe you're sitting there by yourself. I like going to the movies by myself. And you're watching the previews and you go, oh, that'd be a good one. That's a good one. I'm gonna go see that one. Or you go, that looks horrible. Why did they even make this movie? We're not going to see that. Or if it's a horror movie, in my case, I'd be like, no, do not even. We're not going. It's not happening. I'm making a decision on whether or not I want to go to the movie and invest 2 hours or 3 hours into the movie based on that little preview. This is what happens with your hook. If I give you something that gets your attention right out of the gate, now I'm like, ooh, all right, I'll give you 5 minutes. I'll keep watching. I'll keep watching the video. I'm not going to keep scrolling by. I'll watch. And now, as you come in and tell a story, it's like a bam, bam. Now I keep you watching because now I'm riveted by this question or this story. I'm thinking, okay, the question got me in. Now the story's keeping me here. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Okay. Okay. I'm going to bring this up just because I love it. I don't have time for the fluff. Nobody does. Everybody's busy. And so by going right to it, you are showing your people some respect. You're showing we're not all about the fluff. We're going to get right to it. We're going to talk about important things. You're going to learn something. Here's what this is all about. Absolutely. Love this. Jeanette and I are the same about the horror movies. Yeah, no, thank you. I got a whole story I could tell you, but I'm going to resist the temptation to go on a tangent. Now, if you missed my obliterating obstacles last week, Friday, it was all about this. I just did it just now. I could easily have gone off on a tangent, but I'm not going to. We're going to stay focused here. We're going to stay focused here. Okay. All right. Joanne says, do you have instructions on how to set up lives to interact with the viewer? Do we need StreamYard? Let me come back to this question because I want to stay focused on the hook, but I will come back and I'll answer this one. I promise, Joanne. Okay. I got to better make sure I better write this down here. Joanne, hold on. If I don't write down, it's going to be lost. Okay. Okay. Back to hooks. Okay. So the fastest, easiest, most effective hook is to ask a question. How do you know what question to ask? There's a couple different things that you can do. The one that I like to do is Pow Bubbles. I know some of you like Pow Bubbles from last week. We're going to do Pow Bubbles. But before that, I want to talk about this. Problem solution. What I want you to think about is, what is the point of your video? What are you talking about in your video? And what problem does that video solve? So oftentimes you can ask a question that is about the problem, and that makes it easier to say, this video is going to give you the answer to that problem. So for example, I'm going to use peanut butter and jelly as my example here. Okay. I use peanut butter and jelly sandwiches a lot as an example. You'll get used to it. So let's say I am doing a video on how to make a gourmet peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And so what problem am I solving with this video? Well, the problem I'm solving is your kids will stop complaining about peanut butter and jelly again. Okay. So what question can I ask them about that problem that this video then is the solution? So I might say, are you sick and tired of your kids complaining about boring old peanut butter and jelly in their lunches again? And then you go into your video. Okay. If you don't want to go with the problem, you can go with the solution. And it can be a do you want this kind of question. So if, again, the point of your video is I am going to teach you how to build a gourmet peanut butter and jelly sandwich, then I might ask the question and say, how would you feel if your kids were begging you to make them a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? And then here's the video that shows you how. Okay, so start by thinking about the problem or the solution that this video helps you with. And then there's a question for you. Okay, that's one way that you can do it. Another way that you can do it is POW bubbles. So we learned POW bubbles last week. I'm gonna get out some paper and we're gonna do this again. And where are my markers? I almost lost my markers. How did that happen? Okay, so same thing, right? POW bubbles, POW, POW, POW. It's just a creative way of brainstorming. What is my video about? My video is about gourmet PB&J. Okay, what are a whole bunch of different questions I could ask that lead me to talk about whatever I'm going to talk about? And you just brainstorm different options, okay? So you guys help me with this. Let's do this together. What are some questions that I could do to start my video where I'm going to teach you how to do a gourmet peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Let me pull up the comments. Okay. What are some questions that I could ask? Doesn't matter. Sky's the limit. The key on these POW bubbles is don't limit yourself. Any idea is an idea because it may lead you to something else. So what would be a question I could ask to get people excited to learn about doing gourmet peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? I'm going to give you all a minute. We'll just wait here a minute till some comments come in. I already gave you the first one. The first one was, are you tired of your kids, right? Tired kids complaining. Okay, that's one. Amanda says, what goes on the bread first? There you go. What comes first? Okay. I also think I'm just having some fun here with Amanda's. I might think crunchy or creamy. Which peanut butter you like? You could do, I'm just going to write choices here, right? Is it crunchy or creamy? Is it jam versus jelly? What are your choices here? What do you prefer? Okay. Judy says, when you think of PB&J, do you think boring? Oh, I love that. When you think PB&J, boring. You could have some fun with that, right? Okay. Angela says, have you ever had my recipe for gourmet peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Ooh, or you could even say, have you ever had one? Or you could say, what if? How would you feel if I could teach you how to make level up peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Love that. Have you ever? Okay. She always. Amanda, you and I are in agreement over that. Tangent? No, I'm resisting it. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Okay. All right. So now that you have brainstormed some different questions, okay, now it's just about, well, which one do I like? You can't go wrong. All of these are good. So sometimes it's just feeling into it. I don't know. Which of these do I like best? And then you just run with one. Okay. The whole objective is to just connect with people, get them thinking, get them wanting to say yes, get them commenting. Okay. Let's talk about that. Okay. Which one of these is going to get them to comment? Which one of these questions? Are you tired of your kids complaining? What comes first? Do you like crunchy or creamy? When you think about peanut butter and jelly, do you think boring? Have you ever? Which one is so irresistible, people can't help themselves but answer? I'm going to give you a hint, okay? Amanda couldn't help herself. I asked the question, creamy or crunchy, and she couldn't help her. That was not a real question that I wanted all of you to answer, but she couldn't help herself. She has an opinion on that. When you give people an either or kind of question, that's why those crazy memes about like, which way do you like your toilet paper, over or under? They just explode because people have strong opinions on it. It's a little bit more provocative maybe than some of the others, right? Okay. You can't go wrong. The whole objective here is to say, which hook just feels right to me and is going to make me jump right in and get going, get started on my video. That's your objective here, okay? Now, I want to talk about rhetorical questions versus actual questions. Now, I'm going to assume you all know the difference, but just in case you don't, I'm going to give you an example, okay? Let's say I was starting this video over this one right here that we are doing, the peanut butter and jelly one, not the fish one, okay? And I say to all of you, This is gonna be my action for this starting. Okay. So I'm hitting the go live button. Go live. What is your favorite kind of sandwich? Are you like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Because today I'm going to show you how to make a gourmet peanut butter and jelly sandwich that you are going to love, and it's going to be so much fun. Are you feeling like I want you to answer the question about the sandwich? No, because I just kept going. What's going to happen is people go, oh, it's just rhetorical. It's just a rhetorical question. She doesn't actually want me to type. And that's okay, except we just talked about the power of the question is to get them to type. Versus if I did this, okay? You ready? Go live. All right, everybody, what is your favorite kind of sandwich? I want you to comment. Get your fingers out. I want you to actually comment. Are you a peanut butter and jelly girl? Are you bologna with cheese? Do you like tuna on rye? Are you like a BLT? Like, I want to know, what is your favorite sandwich? Just take 20 seconds and comment and tell me what your favorite sandwich is. I'll just wait while we wait for some of them to come in. Okay, they're already coming in. This was not even real. We were just playing. And by the way, tuna. Nope, I'm not. I'm gonna resist the tangent. We're not gonna do that. Okay. So Jeanette says, so pause after you ask the question, tell them to comment. Yes. That's how you make a difference inside your video about what is rhetorical versus what is actual. Here's what I find when I ask people questions and they say, nobody's engaging. People aren't engaging. Nobody's engaging in my videos. I say, are you asking questions? Yes, I'm asking questions. Are you giving them time and instruction and encouragement to actually comment? Ooh, no. That's where the miss is, right? So what did I do in that example? We've moved on from Pow Bubbles here. What did I do in that example that allowed you the time to give me answers and comment? What did I do? I didn't just say, what's your favorite sandwich? What did I do? How did I make that more comfortable for everybody who was watching, including myself, right? Because just sitting here like this, what is your favorite sandwich? It's awkward. It feels awkward. Ah! Nobody wants to feel like that. Okay. Amanda says, waffled about the options. Yes. I gave you choices. What's your favorite sandwich? Do you like peanut butter and jelly? You like ham and cheese? Tuna on rye? I gave you choices. I'm helping you think, right? Jeanette says, you asked me to comment. I said, come on, get your fingers out. I want to hear. I want to know what your favorite sandwich is. While we wait on you to answer this, yes, that works. Okay, let's see here. Okay, we're going to come back to this. What do you do if nobody's live? Whoever this is, don't let me lose sight of this. We're going to come back to this one. Okay. Okay. I never thought to ask them to comment. No, because here's the deal. Your person watching your video, they're at home in their comfy chair watching. Oh, you want me to type? All right. That takes effort. You drive the engagement you want to have. You have to encourage it. And more than just encouraging it, you've got to use it. Because if you ask for engagement and you ask for comments and you don't do anything with those comments, are people going to comment again and again and again? And nothing happened the last time I commented. So why would I comment again? Even if that is not necessarily live while you're going, but after the fact, if you go back and comment on their comments, you encourage people not only to comment ongoing during that video, but on future videos, because it's like, ooh, it's a video from Jamie. This is where everybody gets engaged and we all talk and we all share and we all connect. You drive creating the environment you want in your videos, the engagement that you want, the discussion that you want to have, and it all happens with questions. Okay. Okay. I don't think I missed anything. So it is giving them options. It is pausing. If you're comfortable pausing, you heard me do that. I said, okay, we're just going to wait a minute. We're going to wait. Yeah, Joanne said that. We're going to wait. We're just going to wait a second because sometimes there's a delay. It's okay to have some silence. And you encourage that. The easier the questions, the more they're going to engage. Okay. So if I come out here and I ask something really hard that's super thought provoking, people need to think about, I'm going to have to give them a whole lot more time. So it's kind of like a snowball. If you've ever built a snowman, you start with small and then it builds, right? Start with easy questions first. Easy, irresistible, I can't help myself but answer questions. And then build up to the hard ones. Okay. So if I started my question with this, if I started again, let's go back to the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Okay. Go live. Why do you think your kids are complaining about the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Like philosophically, why is that an issue for them? Okay, let's think about this. Why is it an issue? Why is it an issue? See, it takes too long. That first one has to be faster. Yes, no, give me a choice, something easy. Okay. All right. Let me see here. Where else do I want to go? I know there were some questions. I'm going to save the questions till the end. We're going to come back to that. All right. So we've talked about starting with a question. We've talked about how to encourage that. Let's talk about this guy. When you are doing your video, most people are on their cell phones, which means that video is on mute. Okay. So you can have the world's best hook ever. But if nobody turns the mute off, they won't hear it. So the description that goes with your video is a great place to type the same hook. Now, for starting points, we're going to start here. I would tell you, just type out the same question you're going to start in your video. It may be a little repetitious, but that's okay. So I would say in your description with your video, it is the question, it is your hook, and then give me a little sentence that talks about what are they going to get inside this video? What is the purpose of this video? What are they going to get? What is it about? That's your description. Short and sweet. Okay. While we're here, what normally comes up on this description is when you go live, you have a title and a description when you're on the computer. When you're on your phone, you just have the description. Okay. What's the difference? That's the question I always get. What's the difference between the title and description? What I want you to think about is the title is like an SEO search about what this video is about. You're going to get your keywords in there and like, what is the whole point of this video? Nobody sees it. It's more back end. The description is the one that counts. That's the one that is titled right above your actual video itself. Okay. So what I want you to do is start with the same hook question you're going to ask in your video. I want you to put it in the description. As we get going and you get more comfortable, we're going to level that up and we're going to do some other things, but that's what I want you to start with. All right. Now, before we jump into other questions, because we've had a couple come up here today, what questions do you have about starting with the hook? What questions do you have about that? See what I'm doing right now? I'm just waiting. See if there's questions coming in. Oh, you know what? One last thing. Ooh, glad I thought of this. Okay, let me give you another example. I want to know how you feel when I start my video this way. Are you ready? Okay. Go live. Hi, everybody. Okay, what is your favorite type of sandwich? And by the way, with your sandwiches, do you like white bread or wheat bread? Or are you somebody that likes rye? And do you cut the crust off? Do you cut it diagonally or you cut it this way? Like, what's the proper way that you cut your sandwich? And what do you serve with your sandwich? Do you serve it with chips or carrots or carrots? I don't know where that came from. Apples. What's happening right now? What have I done in that video that's different from the other ones? Jeanette says, too many options and I cannot answer them all. I don't know what you want me to do. You're rapid firing so many questions. I don't know what to do. Okay. Yep. Judy says, too much. Ask one question. Too many questions. Broke my brain. Yes. Confusion. Yes. Yes. Okay. So the rule is one question. One. So there's the question came in here is how long is your hook? One question. Now I will allow the choices after it. Okay. I will allow a follow-up question that might help. Okay. But they need to be connected. So if, for example, I said, what is your favorite peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Is it peanut butter or meat and cheese? That's okay. That's not overwhelming. I'm asking a follow-up question that connects. Okay. If I instead say, what is your favorite sandwich? And what are you doing for Labor Day? What? They're disconnected. They're totally different things. Okay. So as long as they're connected and there's some relation, you can have a second one, a follow-up one, especially if it helps them encourage that. Okay. But the rule here is one question. Okay. What you're going to find with me is I'm all about the ones. Okay. One hook, one story. And when we get to Thursday, it's one call to action. Okay. Okay. Now, hopefully that gave you some time to think about other questions that you might have. I don't know. Okay. Let me see if there's other questions that come in. Hold on. Comments are coming in here. Okay. I'm not sure, Judy. I cue timers for 30 seconds, 1, 5, 10, and 30 minutes. These would be great visuals. I'm not sure if this is in with somebody else's comment. I need a little bit more information here, Judy. I'm not sure what this is. Sorry. Help me. Inside of StreamYard, it just puts the comments in chronological order. So if this is in reply to somebody else, that may be why I'm thrown off. Okay. I often wondered why the title is not being seen. Yep, that's it. It is more, it's a searchable thing. So you want to have a good title, but what you want to think about is what would my perfect person search for if they were trying to find this video? That's what your title becomes. All right. Joanne says, how long should a hook be? It depends on how long your video is. Okay. If this is a short video, 3, 5, 7 minutes, your hook is maybe 30 seconds, maybe a minute at most, something like that. Because keep in mind, if I dangle that bait and I get people to watch, and then I meander and I talk about a whole bunch of other stuff and I'm not getting to the point, they'll bail. So I'm wanting to do my hook and I'm wanting to get into content as soon as possible so that I keep them on with me. I don't want them leaving. I'm wanting them to stay with me. Okay. So your hook is important. You just don't want the hook to be super long because people won't stick with you. Okay. So I would say roughly, depending on how long your video is, 10% of the time, something like that. Okay. Let me see if I had any other questions about hooks. Okay. Hooks don't have to cover the main subject, but can be catchy. Okay. Yes. In fact, I love doing hooks that are completely random. And people are like, what in the heck? Where is she going with this? But then you've got to work really hard to make sure you connect that in so that they're not like, what in the world? Okay. So let me give you an example. Okay. So here I am going live, right? All right. When was the last time you went on vacation? When was the last vacation that you went on? I want to know, where did you go? All right. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a gourmet peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And you're like, what? Why did you ask me about my vacation? Okay. What I did in this video right here is I said, who's been fishing? Random topic, right? Who's been fishing before? And then I told you a teeny tiny story. I went fishing with my grandpa and I learned that the bait is what grabs people's attention. You know what we're going to talk about today? How do you grab people's attention? You have to work hard to make sure you connect it in. That's the only key here. These are super fun. I love them. They're my favorite hooks by far, but you got to make sure it's connected and people understand the connection. Okay. Good question. Very good question. Oh, I see. Judy says, so back to Judy's question about the timer, how long I'm going to wait for comments. Yeah, I think that would be super fun. You could, and if you didn't want to do the timer, like this is where you can show some of your personality. You could be like, okay, while we wait for comments to come in, I'm going to do a little dance party, or I'm going to play music, or I'm going to, whatever. You could do whatever. Yeah. Okay. Let me give you your homework around hooks. And then I'll go back and answer the questions that were just slightly off of hook topic. Okay. Somebody's talking about me. Who's out there talking about me? My nose itches. Okay. Your homework. I think I got a thing on this. Hold on. Your homework, as you know, is to go live. The goal is 3 minutes. And here's what I want to say on this 3 minutes, because I know some of you have struggled with this. If you can't get to 3 minutes, don't worry about it. If you can only get to 1 minute or you can only get to 2 minutes, don't worry about it. It's fine. More than anything, I don't want you to go longer because I'm trying to watch as many videos as I can. And when they're 10 minutes long, I can't watch everybody's videos. Okay. So don't feel stressed over I have to hit the 3 minute mark. I don't want you to feel stressed over it. Just know if it's longer than that, I'm not going to watch. Okay. So your goal is to go live for 3 minutes. Today's topic prompt is, what is your favorite food or drink? So you are going to start with the hook. Tell me a story about your favorite food or drink and maintain great eye contact. That's what you're doing today. Okay. Those of you that are in the who have upgraded to VIP, you're going to get an extra video here that is about how do you connect those random topics into your business. This may be one that you want to watch for today's subject. Okay. All right. Remember, the goal is if you go live all 4 times by this Sunday, then you're going to get entered into a drawing. Somebody's going to win some basically access into the Go Live League membership. And you're also going to get a coupon to either join the membership where your first month is $1 or you get 3 months free if you pay for the year. So that's what your deadline is. I'm just wanting to call it out. Okay. Last thing that I want to show you real quick is for those of you, when you join the Go Live League, you are going to get access to a really awesome tool that helps you with your hooks. It helps you with a whole lot of other things. It is called a video script assistant. So what I want you to recognize is that I've pre-programmed me inside of an app that helps you write your videos. And you're going to get access to that when you join the Go Live League. Okay. Let me just show you what that looks like. Move this out of the way. Share the screen. ChatGPT. So this is in ChatGPT. It does require being on the pro version of ChatGPT. So what I input here is I'm a personal chef, clear up at the top. I help busy moms learn to meal prep and easily up-level their meals, gourmet style. This week I'm doing a video on making a gourmet peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And right here, he's given me a hook. Do you know that classic peanut butter and jelly sandwiches can be transported into a gourmet delight with just a few simple tweaks? Okay, I don't really like that hook. So I'm going to say, can you give me a different hook? And he's going to give me a different hook. Now, by the way, while he's thinking, he has mapped out my entire video, everything that I need to put in my video. Okay. So now he's giving me another one. Imagine turning a simple snack into a luxury treat just in minutes. Are you ready to find out how? I can say, can you give me 3 different options? Oops, if I could type, that would be great. And he's going to say, sure. And he's going to give you a bunch of options. ChatGPT is a really powerful tool that helps you be even more creative. It helps you get there faster. I love it. I'm obsessed with this app. I want everybody to have it. It is so awesome. It's so much fun. Uh-oh, I lost you all. I just wanted you to all see a little teeny snippet of that. Super fun, super awesome. Okay. All right, let's go into other questions that you have about absolutely anything. So there were some that came up. Let me find that. I know one was Joanne. So let me scroll back to Joanne's question. Where was it? And by the way, if anybody has to go, because I know we've been on for 40 minutes, you're good. But I will always stay on and answer any questions that you all have. The other thing that I'm going to do is next Thursday, I'm going to do a live just like this, and it's going to be an Ask Me Anything. You can ask me any questions on anything, and I'm going to answer it. So just know that that is coming. Okay. Where was Joanne's question? Hold on here, Joanne. I'll get to it. Okay. It was, do you have instructions on how to set up lives to interact with viewers? Example, do we need StreamYard? You do not need it. You can go live just natively in Facebook, either on your computer or on your phone. I know you're not asking this, Joanne, but for anybody else, there is a video and a workbook that shows you step-by-step how to do that, okay? StreamYard just makes it a little bit more fun and a little bit easier. So you know how when you go live on Facebook on the desktop, it does that weird thing about 8 seconds in, and you're like, oh, I guess I wasn't live. And then you start over, but you really were live, and now you just repeated yourself. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. It's so annoying, but it does that. When I go live into StreamYard, it just bypasses all of that. I'm just live. Okay. But there are like StreamYard you pay for. I pay $25 a month to have StreamYard. But what it allows me to do is to have banners like this. And I can do better screen sharing. I got lots of different tools. It just makes it more of a production, if that makes sense. But you don't have to use StreamYard. No. There are others. StreamYard is just one. Ecamm is one. And Restream is one. There's several other out there, but you all have to pay for it. Now they do have a free version. I don't know why that's on. Let's go back to her question. Where was it? Oh, I've lost it. There it is. You can also use Zoom to stream into your Facebook group. What that gives you is the wonderful filter, the green screen. It also allows you to have guest interviews with you. It's just a little bit easier to do that. You can screen share easier. So if you already have Zoom, you can use Zoom in that way. But I will say this, for those of you that are using a third party like Zoom or StreamYard or whatever else, on Monday the 22nd, it's not as easy as it has been. So today, once you set it up, you just click a button and you just go live in your Facebook group. But Facebook is making a change on the 22nd to eliminate that. We don't know why. We don't know if something new is coming out, but it's a little bit trickier. It's not impossible. It just takes a little bit more work. So I am working on a video and a workbook to walk you through that. I just got to get it done before Monday, but I'm working on it. So know that that's coming. Joanne, if this didn't answer your question, just ask me a different question or ask it in a different way, and I'm happy to address it, but hopefully that helped. Well, let me actually comment on this, because what you say is set up lives to interact with viewers. Yeah, I'm still not sure I know what you mean. So ask it a different way. It's not clicking up here. Sorry. Okay. What was another question here? Hold on. I'm scanning. Hold on. I know there was another one. Can't remember whose it was. Okay, now I can't find it. Oh, that's just so frustrating. Hold on. Okay, I love it so much. Do you have an AI for images? Yes, ChatGPT has an AI for images as well. It's not wonderful, but it's sort of okay. All right, Jeanette says, I love my ChatGPT. Oh my gosh, you and me both. It makes it so much easier. Okay, Angela says, when I hit the live button, is there anything else I have to do to save it? Okay, so it depends on if you're on your computer or your phone. On your computer, nope. It'll just automatically be in your group. If you're using Facebook Go Live, it'll just be there. You're all set. If you're using your phone, at the very end, a message pops up and it says, do you want me to delete this in 30 days? You can change that to say, no, I don't ever want you to delete it. And it's just a choice in there that you can hit, but you're already off. The live is already over. And I don't know why it's on the phone and not on the desktop, but it is what it is. Okay. Now, when it comes to saving videos, as long as it's your video, you can actually download your video. There is a video in the group that shows you step-by-step how to do that. So if you want to go live in your Facebook group and you want that video and you want to repurpose it, maybe you want to edit it, maybe you want to post it somewhere else, you can actually download that video and put it in other places. So if you, let's do this. If you want a link to the video, just type save in the comments and I'll make sure that you get the link. Okay. Google has Gemini for AI. It's free too. Okay. This question has come up a number of times. Can I use Jamie's? So there's it's called a custom GPT, the video script assistant that I've created. It only works on OpenAI. So it only works in ChatGPT. You can't take it and bolt it onto the other one. So that's the only option. Okay. Angela says I do everything on my laptop. Then you're golden. You're all set. Okay. My computer doesn't give me the option to save or delete. Yes, it does. It's just tricky to find. It's tricky to find. Again, why does Facebook make some of the decisions they do? I don't have answers for you. But as long as it's your video, you can download it out of Facebook. It is tricky to find the option. That's why I did a video on it. Okay. I feel like I missed a question earlier. So if you asked a question earlier, I'm going to come back in the comments and answer it. Or if you know it was your question and you're sitting there going, you didn't answer my question, drop it again and I'll find it. Or just know I'll come back and answer it afterwards. Okay. Joanne says, when I do a live, I focus on what I'm saying, but I don't notice people's comments. Wondering if I need to do something different. Okay. Yes. I guess my question for you, Joanne, is why are you focused on what you're saying? Is it if I don't focus, I'm going to lose my place? Is it I'm focused and I'm just in the zone? Tell me a little bit about what's going on there. But here's what I would say. That this is actually good practice. It's good practice to be focused on what you're doing. What you want to do, or what I would recommend that you do, is stop and check comments, because the engagement is awesome. Involving them, answering questions is important. So what I would recommend is have notes, make sure you know what you're going to cover, and then have a couple of points where you're going to stop and then check comments and engage with people. So what you don't want to do is be halfway in the middle of a sentence. Oh my gosh, there's a comment. You don't want to be so distracted by the comments. So if you're somebody who's distracted by the comments, cover them. Literally cover them so that you don't see them. And then when you're ready to look at comments, uncover them. That's why Post-it notes work. Answer the questions, put that back on there. Don't let yourself be distracted, because you will distract everybody else. Okay? So plan for time to do this. When are some good times to do that? In between different things that you're talking about. So today, I talked about what is a hook, like what, ask a question. And I talked about rhetorical questions versus actual. And then I talked about the description. In between those different topics would be a great time to say, okay, before I do the next thing, let me see if there are any questions. No questions. All right, now let's talk about this that I want to cover. Cover that. Then say, let me see if there are any questions. So just create checking in on questions as part of your note system, as part of your process. Hope that helps. Okay. Joanne says it's usually educational content. Even educational content. Here's what's important. Here's what I want to make sure you understand. Comments are good for engagement. They boost the algorithm. Okay. For sure. I'm not going to deny it. It's a fact. It's a true fact. But what comments also do is they help people apply what you're teaching them. So if I am teaching you how to build a gourmet peanut butter and jelly sandwich, it's one thing if you're sitting there watching from your sofa and you're like, oh yeah, I can do that, right? And then you save that video and then you're like, someday I'll make it. And then you never do. It's a whole different thing to stop and ask a question that gets people to go, oh yeah, I'm going to make it on Sunday. I don't have any questions. Like the more you can, I always tell my clients, less content, more engagement, more application of what you're learning. If you are just consuming, you're overwhelmed with all of the consuming and you're not taking any action. You don't want your people who are watching your videos to be in that boat. You want to help them take action, give them homework, ask them a question, check in on them, see what they're going to do. Okay. Oh, I know that wasn't necessarily your question, Joanne, but I hope that was relevant. You guys like that. Okay. Trish says, is it okay to look at your notes? Yeah. I've been looking at my notes all day. Well, not all day, for the last 50 minutes. The key is you don't want to be doing this. All right, everybody. So what I want to know is, how do you pick what question that you ask? And have you ever been fishing before? And remember to only ask one thing. Now, it's very obvious I'm looking at something, right? So just use your notes effectively. That's what I would say. Don't stare at your notes. Don't script your notes. Use them to guide you, bullet points, not a whole script that you have written out. If you have a whole script that you're written out, it might as well be an email, because nobody wants to watch a video of you just reading to them one line after the next, after the next, after the next, after the next. You're not going to have the engagement that you want. You're not going to connect with people's hearts. Okay. Okay. No more questions. What? Okay. You guys got me. If you got other questions, ask a Rooney and I'll happily answer them. I don't know where Ask a Rooney came from. I've never said that in my life. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Now I don't have a timer, Judy, but I'm like stalling with a little dance sing-songy. No questions are coming in. Last chance. Here's another thing you can do. Last chance. We're going to do a countdown. Last chance. 3, 2. Okay. All right, here's what I want to say in just kind of closing and wrapping this up for you all. Your goal with your hook is to dangle something in front of your user so that they want to watch your video. They want to watch. That's the first step. Before you even speak, your description, your hook in your description is what makes them unmute. Your hook now makes them go, ooh, what's she talking about? I'm not connected. I want to know what she has to. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm already saying yes. And then your story keeps them watching. All so that you can build up to where we're going on Thursday, which is call to action. Okay. Tomorrow, Wednesday, I will do another obliterating obstacles. If you missed the last two, they're tagged or they're pinned rather, or I'm happy to send you the link if you want. This one is going to be about I look or sound bad. I don't want to go live because my hair's a mess. I don't want to go live because I got gray hair. I don't want to go live because I'm heavy. I don't want to go, whatever that is, that's getting in your way. We're going to bust through that tomorrow. I hope you'll join us. I don't have it scheduled. I just go live at some point tomorrow when I'm feeling it. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. I'll do one more of those obstacle obliterations on Friday. I can't remember what the Friday one is. You all voted. I just don't remember what the votes are. Okay. Thursday, we will do day 4 of the Go Live Challenge, which is all about ending with a call to action. Okay. All right. If you got any questions about how any of this works, you let me know. I, for one, cannot wait to watch your videos this week because this is when it starts to get fun. This is the point where you're making great eye contact, you're telling stories, you're entertaining me, and now you start to put some structure around your video. This is when it starts to get not only fun and creative, but you start to be more intentional. And when you start to be more intentional and you're like, I know what I'm doing, your confidence builds. The more you learn how to do something, the more you practice doing it, the more confident and comfortable you're going to feel. This is the week that all starts to come together. And I cannot wait to watch it. I cannot wait to hear your hooks and your stories and support you and cheer you on. I hope you are having as much fun as I am. And have a great week. All right, everybody. Bye. Bye, everybody.